so excited to share with you this energy update for not just Pisces season, but the new moon in Pisces. I think it's really important to watch this before the new moon in Pisces so that you can know what to expect, how to work with this new moon in Pisces, how to work with this energy in general for this month so that you can get the most out of what is coming through, whatever is coming through for you at the moment, so you can get the most out of this last new moon of the astrological year. As we prepare to go into the new year, I'm going to be really diving deep into how we can work with this energy, how we can work with the moon and prepare for the sowing of the seeds in the spring. Welcome to my channel. My name is Amy Sampson, and oh guys, I can't even wait to speak about this. I absolutely love Pisces season. As you can see, look, I have my Pisces necklace on. I want one of these in every sign so that I can just wear them whenever the season comes. I have got like 4 planets in Pisces, so I'm not a stranger to the Pisces energy. Like, it's deep in my being and I really do know it so well just from experience and living in life. Maybe you've noticed that I am actually in a shed right now, and it's actually really funny because I was so resisting filming in this shed. Like, I live in my parents' house, and sometimes it can get a little bit noisy and I want to film and then I get irritated because I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I decided to like turn my dad's shed into like my meditation room. Like, I cleared all the space and made it like really nice on the floor. You can't really see it right now, but I cleared the space so that you could, so that I could meditate. And then I realized, okay, this would actually be a perfect space to film and do my YouTube videos in. So last night I tried to come and make it look aesthetically pleasing, and it wasn't going well at all. Every time I tried to cover up anything that looked like shed-like, it just looked worse. It was just looking more messy and just not good. So I was like, let me fully embrace the shed life. Let me just let everything shine and be shed-like and we can just go with it. So that's what we're doing, and let me know what you think of the shed aesthetic. Put it in the comments below. Do you think I should keep working in this shed or not? Do you think I need to go back to my room and use that other aesthetic, or does it not matter? What really matters is the transmission, right? What's coming through, the information, and this is really what matters to me. The most important thing is that I can help you guys to evolve and align to your highest selves using the energies and using the astrological cycles as a tool for your highest evolution. So with that being said, let's jump straight into the video. I cannot wait to just dive into the meat of this topic. Pisces season begins on the 18th of February and it ends on the 20th of March, when we go into spring, the spring equinox, the brand new fresh start to the year according to nature. This is just such a potent time for reflection and transformation, because it's basically a whole new rebirth. We're going into a brand new season, guys. This is a pretty big deal, you know. New Year's Eve is celebrated in December, but really it should be celebrated at the end of Pisces season. It really should. Like, let me know in the comments below if you celebrate the new year when Pisces season ends and we go into spring. I really think we should start doing this, like having a celebration. Maybe I'll do a virtual celebration on Zoom where we'll actually do a little end of the year closing ceremony. I feel like that would be good. Let me know in the comments if you would want to join something like that. I am hosting a new moon ceremony, which I'm so excited about. It's a virtual new moon ceremony, guys, so if you would like to join, we're going to be doing some practices to really connect with our intuition. I'll be doing some guided meditation, some journaling prompts, and speaking about how we can work with this new moon energy. I'm going to be doing that in this video anyway, but if you want to come to a new moon ceremony to really have a guide through the journey and just have it made easy and simple, and also connect with other people that are on the same journey as you, then click the link in the description and you can get your ticket. They are limited, so if you would like to get a ticket for the new moon ceremony, then click that link and yay, hopefully I'll see you there. So before we go into the energy of the new moon specifically, I'm going to give you a general update for the energy of the season, which is Pisces. And this is really important because this is connected to how we're going to work with the new moon energy. This general energy of Pisces is very emotional, very intuitive, spiritual, very emotional, very spiritual, intuitive. And you may notice during this time that your intuition is heightened. You may feel like going inwards and really exploring the depths of your subconscious. It's a great time to do that because of our intuitive senses are heightened, our psychic abilities are heightened during Pisces season. Let me know in the comments if you already feel that. It's also a very creative time. You might have noticed yourself becoming very artistic, or you might have noticed your artistic side coming out during this time. This is all connected to the emotional realms and the intuitive realms. When we're doing art and we're in a flow state, it comes from a very intuitive place. Pisces season is also all about dream work and going into the subconscious realm. So it's a great time to really journal your dreams and take note of what's going on in your dreams. Notice if there's any animals in your dreams, and then maybe looking up the symbology of any of those animals that you have noticed in your subconscious, in your dreams, because that's going to tell you a lot about your subconscious. And it's also a really good time for meditation, going inwards, being still, being alone, and doing shadow work. It's just such a great time for that, guys, because Pisces is all about the mystical realms and the spiritual, non-physical, unseen realms. Doing your spiritual practices during Pisces season. I mean, obviously as a Pisces and someone with 4 planets in Pisces, I'm going to tell you that doing spiritual practices is great all the time, but that's just me and my life. Yes, so doing your spiritual practices during this time, which is also another reason to come to that new moon ceremony, because we're going to be literally taking you through this spiritual ceremony and this spiritual practice. So you don't have to think about it. You can literally just join and do it and see how it really helps you to transition into the next cycle, the brand new cycle. With every season, there's always unique challenges, and one of the unique challenges of Pisces season is that we can get really emotionally overwhelmed if we're not taking care of ourselves. So it's really important that we are not only just compassionate with ourselves, but also set boundaries. Do those spiritual practices that really ground you and allow you to have really strong boundaries around your emotions. It could be quite overwhelming when we're going through these motions, because obviously Pisces is a water sign, so it's the feeling of Pisces is always in motion, always changing, and on an emotional level. So that can become quite overwhelming, and where we are feeling so deeply, it can be overwhelming if we don't look after ourselves and if we don't know how to look after our emotions in a healthy way. So during Pisces season, give yourself permission to really listen deeply and feel deeply. Listen to what those feelings are telling you. If you do find yourself becoming emotionally overwhelmed, you might find that you are tending towards wanting to escape, whether that is from watching TV, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, eating, just distracting yourself in any way, using social media. Try to become aware if you're doing this, because there is such a opportunity here when the emotions are strong and lots of things are coming up. There's such a good opportunity to really get to know ourselves. When we feel those intense emotional triggers, that is the perfect time to do shadow work. So really going inwards, asking ourselves those questions of, why am I feeling this right now, and when was the last time I felt this? Looking up shadow work practices and really doing those practices instead of distracting ourselves. I remember one time I was feeling really low and really sad. I think what had happened is I had gotten really triggered from a social situation, and I had all these thoughts running around my head. I felt like I wasn't good enough, and there was such a strong urge to distract myself from that feeling by watching YouTube videos or doing what I would usually do. And I decided to bring myself away from my computer and sit down on the floor and just go inwards and do shadow work. And the trigger was so strong, you guys. It was really I was really affected by it. But as soon as I went in and asked myself the question, where was the first time I felt this? This image come up of me as a child, and I really felt into that part of myself. And I gave myself compassion, and I felt so much better. I realized that I was actually leaving myself behind a lot. And yeah, so doing those shadow work practices, when these emotions do come up, it can actually dissolve things quite quickly. Maybe it's not going to be as quick for some cases than others. It might take a couple of days to really feel into things, but just know that everything's going to pass. Another thing you might notice is that you may be able to feel people's emotions even more strongly. I mean, there's probably a lot of people on this channel that are very empathetic and sensitive anyway. You might have noticed that that can go in waves and cycles. Sometimes we feel extra sensitive to the people around us. Sometimes we might feel a little bit more numb to the people around us. And during Pisces season, this is one of those times that we're more likely to feel more in tune and really feel other people's emotions, because this is the sign of emotions. Is very deeply connected with emotions, just like all the other water signs. But with Pisces, it's a very psychic sign, so we might be able to really feel into what is going on in other people's psychic field a lot deeper, and this could also become overwhelming. So there is a challenge here to get overwhelmed by the feeling of other people's field, whatever's going on in their field. So really taking time, and isn't it just, I just realized how perfect it is that, you know, I'm here doing a Pisces video and I decided to come into the shed to be alone. This is such a typical Pisces thing to do, because Pisces loves to be alone. It might be because we're getting overwhelmed with everyone else, and the feeling of everyone else is so distracting in our own field that sometimes we need to get away and have that time for isolation, but also having good boundaries. Oh, there's rain. I thought there was like something knocking. I don't know. Also, having boundaries, like I was saying before, those boundaries of doing grounding practices is really important. So Pisces being such a fluid, watery sign, and everyone else's emotions are fluid and watery, when we don't have strong boundaries around us, our waters get mixed with each other's waters. And so when we put really good boundaries up, it's like we put a vessel around our own psychic field where all of our subconscious and emotional energy is projected into. We can put a nice big vessel around it so that we can contain our own, and then we can actually come and be compassionate to others without like blurring the lines between our own energy and the other person's energy. There is a better word for this, but sometimes words just escape my mind. Whilst I'm telling you this energy of Pisces, because we're in Pisces season and the new moon is in Pisces, and there's also going to be 4 planets in Pisces on the new moon, which is like crazy. Like, there's so much Pisces. There's also Cancer, so there's so much water in the sky during the new moon in Pisces. And so whilst I'm telling you all these things about the general energy of Pisces, use those psychic abilities of Pisces to see if you can connect and, what was I going to say, predict how I'm going to be saying to you that you can work with this new moon in Pisces. So another big thing with Pisces is, I already mentioned dreaming, but fantasy as well. So you might notice yourself having lots of downloads of new ideas, new desires coming into your psychic field. You might even be noticing your psychic field being more active and just getting so many different ideas. And so there is a challenge here to be aware of. Obviously, it's a great thing to get lots of ideas, but one of the challenges of this is, without structure, our dreams and our ideas can kind of be lost and not brought into reality. So one thing that you can do during Pisces season, if you're getting a lot of ideas, is, for one, writing your ideas down as soon as you get them. That's what I've been doing, because I've been getting so many ideas over the last few days. I've just been writing them down, because otherwise they go around in my mind. My mind is like, we don't want to forget this one. So I write them down, and then I will get another idea, write that down. And then at the end of the day, I'll look at my to-do list and see if there's anything there that I actually want to act on and put action into. Another thing that you can do is really act on your ideas straight away. This is a great practice to start becoming consistent with. Like, you're basically pulling, just imagine yourself like grabbing onto an idea and then pulling it into the 3D realm. The Hermetics spoke about this. If you haven't learned about the Hermetic principles yet, I'm sure a lot of you guys have, but the Hermetics spoke about this, how bringing ideas and just writing things down is a process of alchemy, because you're already bringing it into the 3D realm. You're manifesting it. You're manifesting your ideas into the physical. So writing those ideas down and allowing that transformation to take place. And I already spoke about creative expression and how creative expression is very much linked to Pisces. If you imagine Pisces of being a water sign, it's a very fluid sign. So it might feel really good to dance during Pisces season. I know it feels great for me to dance. I love to dance. If I'm feeling like there is emotion stuck in my body, sometimes my intuition is just like, we just need to dance and get this out and just like move it. It's not even like so much dancing. It's not like we're trying to look good when we're dancing. We're just trying to move energy. Energy gets stuck in the body. Emotions, they get stuck in the body. So really moving wherever we feel that emotion, really moving it, maybe doing some circles, starting with circles and then allowing things to just move out. Maybe even doing a little bit of sounding whilst you're doing this can feel really good. So that's a tool that you can use during Pisces season if you feel like there's a lot of stuff coming up and you want to work with it and maybe not talk about it or do shadow work, but maybe do some dance and even painting or making music, playing an instrument. All of those things are so yummy for Pisces. Similar thing with like playing a guitar. It's very similar. I feel like it's a very emotional thing when you're just like doing it just intuitively. You're allowing that emotion to choose the notes that you're going to pick. It's a really, just such a nice, fun, just not even fun, it's just so satisfying to do that. Another way that you're like literally alchemizing your emotions into the physical. So that's cool. Yoga as well. I feel like there's a very fine line between yoga and dance. I mean, there isn't, because I know yoga, like when it comes to actual yoga, it's more than just stretching. But when it comes to stretching, there's a very fine line between stretching and dancing. That's why whenever you do like a dance class, they always stretch in the beginning because you really want to loosen up your body. So if you are going to do a bit of dance, maybe start with stretching. I do that a lot. I'll start with like yoga poses and then I'll allow myself to go into the dance. So let's talk a little bit more about the new moon now, okay? And why we work with the moon. The moon is a reflective orb. So we can use the moon to reflect, and the different phases of the moon are going to determine what we are doing for our reflection, what kind of reflection we are doing. So during the new moon, because it's a new moon, literally it says it in the name, new moon, we're going into a brand new cycle. So the new moon is a great time to set new intentions, to start afresh, to have a completely blank slate. And in astrology, the moon is also connected to the subconscious realms, the emotional body. As you can imagine, the sun shines on us. It represents like our outer expression, our personality. But with the moon controlling the tides and our body being made up of 60-70% of water, the moon has so much influence over our emotions. Our subconscious is where the emotions are, and our subconscious realms. And as you already know from where I was speaking about Pisces, the Pisces is also very much about the emotions. So this new moon in Pisces, be aware that it might be a really emotional time for you. I'm expecting that it will be quite an emotional time, and that's why during the new moon ceremony that I'm hosting, I'm thinking to keep it a little bit more of a space where you can go inwards. Like some ceremonies are more social than others, and it's completely up to you guys if you really want to be sociable. But I am expecting most people to want to be more going inwards and doing their spiritual practices quieter, in a more quiet way, and maybe not so outwardly expressing. And so I really want to create that vibe of like being alone, but being also part of a supportive group, but that you don't need to express yourselves, and you might not want to be as sociable. Obviously, everyone's different. So there might be one or two, there might be a few people that are feeling like that. But so yes, this new moon in Pisces, you might notice that you want to be alone. You might notice that you want to really go inwards. Because the moon is related to the subconscious realm, we can really use the cycle of the moon to become consciously aware of whatever is surfacing from our subconscious. I always think this when I am coming on to my bleed, and this is a time where I usually get more irritable, or maybe I can get triggered a lot easier, and this is around the new moon as well. I usually always come on at the new moon, and so I've tried to really tune in with myself during this time and notice what is it that's coming up this month, because this is something that's still alive in me, still active in my field. And when we become aware of stuff that's still active in our field, this is great. It's a new gift. It's a new opportunity to level up and really become aware of something. And once you become aware of something, like I said before, it doesn't have a hold on you anymore. You can actually choose to say, oh, thank you that I'm aware of this pattern, and I choose to choose a better way and choose a new pattern. And so yes, as I said in the beginning of this video, we are preparing for the change of seasons and we are approaching spring, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, you guys. So we are going into a brand new astrological year. It is the biggest time for a blank slate during the astrological year because it is a brand new year. So this is the time, as you already know, we are preparing to plant new seeds in spring. So this time is really a time for wrapping things up, reflecting on how things went in the last 12 months so that when it comes to planting our seeds in spring, we can do things a little bit better this time. We can know where we can improve. And this is going to be very related to our intuition. So how can I improve on listening to my intuition? Reflecting back on where did I maybe not listen to my intuition? How did that work out for me? Where did I listen to my intuition and that did work out for me? And then using that awareness to bring and pull that energy into spring when that arrives, so that we know when it comes to the new year what it is that we need to really do to level ourselves up that little bit further. Each year we're continuing to level up, especially when we're doing this work and we're consciously working on improving ourselves and really reflecting consciously on what we were doing the last year, how it worked out for us, how it didn't work out for us, just like a farmer would do. If we were looking back and we were planting seeds in the spring and we looked back on all of our crops that we either looked after really well or didn't look after really well, certain plants bloomed and certain ones didn't, the best farmers are going to be reflecting on, okay, what did I do? How could I improve on this? And next year, how can I do even better so that my farm, my plants and my veggies are thriving even more next year? So this is what we're going to be doing, but on a psychic level, because it's Pisces and this is why it's such a deep spiritual time, this new moon in Pisces, because it's all about the unseen, the emotional, the subconscious realm. So we're really doing this work on a subconscious level, on a psychic level. And so these questions that we're going to be asking ourselves are really in connection with that, with our spiritual self, how we can connect with our higher selves on a deeper level, looking back at what things we were doing that really helped us to connect with our higher selves, that really helped us to connect with our intuition. Asking ourselves questions like that is going to be really good for moving forwards. So the new moon in Pisces is of course going to be an amazing time to meditate, specifically meditating on connecting with our intuition, doing practices that really get us into our body, feeling what's going on into our body. This new moon in Pisces energy has the potential to really allow ourselves to open up into our psychic realms, to go deeper in our meditations. So really using that energy to allow ourselves to go deeper and feel what's going on in there, really letting our mind get quiet. I've noticed actually in the last few days, just coming into Pisces season, that my visual psychic field has become more active. When I quieten my mind, especially, I feel like the veil is a little bit less thick. I can really notice those messages coming through in a visual way. Feel how you're feeling when certain messages come through, how you're personally connecting with them. What do they mean to you? What is the symbology that is being used? And really looking into that, feeling into how the messages that are coming through are personally connected to you and what you're going through in this time. So because this new moon in Pisces is all about reflection and having a completely fresh start, some of the questions that we can ask ourselves is, what did I learn about myself in the last 12 months? This is a really powerful way to reflect on, what did I uncover? What did I learn from following my intuition? What did I learn from not following my intuition? And where did I follow my intuition? Where did I not follow my intuition? Where did I maybe not act on any dreams that I had? My camera did cut off. My phone died, so I had to wait for it to charge, and now I'm back. Again, if you would like to join the new moon ceremony, then please do click the link in the description and join. There is going to be limited spaces. If you'd like to see more of these videos, and also you'd like to see more of the journey of how my shed turns out, then make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, namaste, have a beautiful